ঠিক আছে সুকান্ত? হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা।
কথা বলবি এটাকে
A very good evening to everyone who are awaiting to listen and participate for this international webinar. Behalf of Vidyasagar College for Women, Kolkata, I, Dr. Shukant Kumar Patro, welcome you. We are now all together in a virtual platform. You know, today the world is passing through a crucial period. Wearing a mask, keep social distancing, using sanitizer are the part of our life. So education as well as higher education is also changing its character and attribute. Modern library service may play vital role in this crucial period. The main theme of this webinar is role of libraries in virtual learning environment, special reference to COVID-19 pandemic situation, organizing by the Library Department in collaboration with IQAC Vidyasagar College for Women. Today is the first day of the 2 days webinar. In this webinar, we have distinguished resource persons with us. Today's resource persons are Professor Dr. Ramesh Chandra Gaur, Sally R. Evans, and Dr. Sudip Ranjan Hatua. Before to start the webinar, I would like to introduce themselves. Professor Ramesh Chandra Gaur is our first speaker in this webinar, who is working as Dean and Director, Kalanidhi Division, Indira Gandhi National Center for Art, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, former University Librarian of Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, one of Government Council member of University Grant Commission of Implement Center, member IAC Memory of the World Art at UNESCO, Executive Board member, Network Digital Library of Thesis and Dissertation, United States, Fulbright Scholar of Virginia Tech, United States. He also the member of many national and international expert committee and visited more than 25 countries around the world for his professional assignment. The second resource person is Sally R. Evans from USA. Sally is the coordinator of University Dissertation and Thesis Service at George Mason University, located in the state of Virginia in United States since 2011. She received both her Master of Arts in English and Master of Library and Information Science from the University of South Carolina, United States. Our third resource person is Dr. Sudip Ranjan Hatua. Dr. Hatua is head of the Department of Library and Information Science, Rabindranath University. He received master degree in economics and Bachelor of Library and Information Science from Rabindranath University, ADIS from DRTC, Indian Statistical Institute, Bangalore, PhD from Vidyasagar University. Before he joined as faculty in the field of library and information science, he also has professional expertise from IIT Kharagpur. His research interests are application of ICT in library, library automation, digital library, and open source software. He wrote many books and research articles. He is also our convener of IASLIC Study Circle. This seminar also part of 2 days seminar. The second day speakers are the Pushan Pandey from Australia and Professor Parthopotim Das from IIT Kharagpur and Dr. Mohammad Jelur Rahman from Bangladesh. About Pushan Pandey. Pushan Pandey is the Director of Library Service, Flinders University, South Australia, Australia. He is an experienced senior executive who is able to inspire and lead change in the rapidly changing environment for libraries and research institutions. As Director of Library Services, he is responsible for all aspects of Flinders University Library with a particular focus on building active learning and research environment, enhancing the relevance of and discovery of information resources, building staff capacity, and ensuring the delivery of respective services to the students, academics, and researchers. He has a board experience in the delivery of academic library service and IT focused on the development of digital delivery and digital service. Previously, as the executive director content development, he has been the responsible for content digital and online engagement strategies for the State Library of Queensland. He has also served as a director of digital library and innovation of Deakin University, where he was responsible for the providing the leadership and direction in delivering the university digital expectation in VITAL, the Florida-based proprietary digital asset management system. He holds a Master of Science and a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer and Information Science. He is particularly interested in the application of current and emerging the technologies of ensure that the library remains relevant in the digital environment. His current interests include the artificial intelligence, digital preservation, and semantic web. The about Professor Parthopratim Das. Professor Dr. Parthopratim Das is the joint principal investigator of National Digital Library of India project of MHRD and lead the initiative to integrate the digital repositories of various institutions, agencies, and publishers across India. He is a professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Kharagpur, and also the lead and also the head of Rajendra Mishra School of Engineering and Entrepreneurship. Dr. Das received his BTech, MTech, and PhD degree in 1984, 1985, and 1988 respectively from IIT Kharagpur. He served as a faculty in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Kharagpur from 1988 to 1998. In 1998, he moved to the industry and served in senior management director position till 2011. His current interests include the computer analysis of Indian classical dance, technology enhanced education, and software engineering. About Dr. Muhammad Jilur Rahman. Dr. Muhammad Jilur Rahman is the librarian, head, library and learning resource center in Chittagong Independent University, Bangladesh. He also served for Independent University, Bangladesh for 12 years. He received his PhD and MPhil in Faculty of Arts from University of Dhaka, Bangladesh, and BA Honors and MA in Information Science and Library Management from the same university. He also received Master of Business Administration in Human Resource Management from Independent University, Bangladesh. A book of Dr. Rahman was published from Germany in 2012, and a good number of articles have published in national and internationally reputed journal. He is also reviewer of a number of national and international peer-reviewed journal. His research interests are library modernization, use of ICT in libraries, knowledge management, library human resource management, ETD, open access, open science, information literacy, library networking and resource sharing, information marketing, library special service, etc. Now I would like to request to our Honorable Principal, Professor Rupali Choudhury, to start this webinar with her inaugural address. Thank you, Madam.
Good evening, everybody. The illustrious speakers and all the participants of this virtual platform. Uh, I'm sorry to say, one of the ex-teachers of our college, Srimati Monica Boshurai, she passed away yesterday due to illness and age. So kindly bear with me. We will just observe a minute's silence before we proceed further. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with me. Please, I would request all of you to join in for the platform. To begin with, the first COVID case in India was diagnosed on 30th January 2020 in Thrissur, Kerala. The first COVID case in Kolkata was diagnosed in 17th March 2020, which is already 6 months and counting still. We could never ever anticipate that the COVID pandemic would take such a tremendous dimension. That shows that COVID is here to stay for months ahead. So, with business and other activities having taken a downturn, so also the education field saw a lot of problems. And education has charted out a new course to address the need of the students in this hour of crisis. Learning systems across the globe during the pandemic has changed dramatically. Schools and institutions of higher learnings have closed since March all around the world. And new norms have been charted out by the academic regulatory bodies, and online processes have been largely recommended by all of them. Research suggests online learning favors retention of information and consumes lesser time, thus implying that this newer vista of learning is here to stay for a long time. In the contrast to the library studies in our days, when we would take a stroll to the library after class hours and we would look through the reference boxes for the books and the journals we wanted, things have taken a new dimension. The library is just a finger tap away. So, in the present scenario of the pandemic, now the new normal is maximizing the use of library at this hour. And I must appreciate that my librarians Momita Ash and Shukanto Patro have managed to organize a very uh, illustrious seminar with an illustrious ensemble of people specialized in their respective fields. First, we have Professor Ramesh Gaur. Welcome, Professor Gaur. As you know, namaste. As you know, he is a Fulbright scholar from Virginia Tech, USA, and he is presently the Dean and Director of Library and Information Services, Indira Gandhi National Center for Art Ministry and Culture, Government of India. Then we have Sally R. Evans, Coordinator, University Dissertation and Thesis Services, George Mason University, Virginia, USA. Dr. Welcome, Sally. Are you on board? Welcome once more. Yeah, welcome, Sally. Welcome to our virtual platform. Then we have Dr. Sudeep Ranjan Hatua. I saw him just now, can still see him. Head of Department of Library and Information Services, Ravindra Bharati University, Kolkata, India. Welcome, Dr. Hatua. Then we have Prashant Pandey, Director of Library Services, Flinders University, Southern Australia. Welcome, Mr. Pandey. Then we have Professor Parthupratim Das. He is Professor of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Kharagpur, India. And he is the Joint Principal Investigator, National Digital Library of India. So I think Dr. Das is still not on board, is he? Welcome, Dr. Das, Professor Das. Then we have Dr. Muhammad Zillur Rahman, Library and Learning Resource Center, Chittagong Independent University, Bangladesh. So we have so many welcome, Dr. Rahman. Welcome, Dr. Zillur Rahman, to our virtual platform.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Uh, please join. I'm sure we are going to have a wonderful experience with all of you here. And so, Shukanto, now may I request Professor Gore to deliver his address?
Thank you, Professor Chaudhary. Thanks for your nice introduction, and I express my sincere condolences on demise of your colleague, and may her soul rest in peace, and all her family and loved one will have courage to bear this unbearable loss. So thank you, Sukanta, for inviting me for this wonderful webinar. I think this is the third webinar I am attending and speaking, so I may be a little tired, but I will try my best to give you some value addition to this webinar. Hi, Sally, doing well. Hope everything is fine here, and Mr. Rahman, Professor Pathas, Professor Dr. P.P. Das. So everybody, all my colleague, I know most of you, and Prashant, he is a very dear, and I'm sure he'll be joining tomorrow. He may not able to join today because right now it will be a late evening in the Australia. So I think I congratulate you, Shukant, for bringing all these eminent speakers to discuss this very important discussion on this topic, which is uh, like we all are having different experiences during this COVID. uh, I intentionally decided to speak on cultural heritage because I know there are a number of library speakers, so they will talk more about virtual library and experiences. But I thought I will focus on access to the cultural heritage. So I will try to share some of our experiences at IGNCA, that how we are dealing with this pandemic situation, and how overall in India, cultural heritage has how it has been looked like that. So let me share my presentation and then I will start my talk. Uh, just give me 1 minute. I hope you all can see my screen. Shrikant, can you confirm? Can you see my screen? Okay. So in case of any audio problem or screen problem, please just remind me, because I cannot see the Google screen. There is a limitation of Google platform. I can just see my PowerPoint presentation. So I will be speaking on how agency responded to COVID-19 in promotion, dissemination of cultural traditions and heritage. Uh, Basically, let me start with my engagement with the cultural heritage. 2004 to 2011, I was in IGNCA, and then I went to JNU from 2011 to 2018. I was in JNU. So almost 10 years I have been responsible for management of cultural heritage as at IGNCA, as a head of Kalanidhi division, and now as a dean of IGNCA. I am also responsible for PG diploma courses and certificate courses. In 2018, I was nominated as the first Indian as a member of International Advisory Committee of UNESCO Memory of the World Program. I was also appointed as a national coordinator for expert group of National Memory of the World Program by the UNESCO New Delhi office. And as IGNCA is the nodal center for UNESCO Memory of the World Program, I look after this entire thing. In last May 2020, I was also nominated as a member of uh, Program Advisory Committee of IFLA. This Program Advisory Committee on Cultural Heritage looks after various kind of activities on cultural heritage. I have also helped setting up a center on international center on cultural documentary heritage, ICDH, in South Korea. And I was also 5 years. I was the member of International Consultative Committee of Digital Dunham, China. Besides, I have been involved in many other committees of various countries and visited number of national libraries. I have been and associated with number of countries in digitization, digital archiving, and digital preservation of cultural heritage. So with this background, the first thing which I want to introduce you, many of you know, but still I feel that some of people don't understand what cultural heritage is all about. So this cultural heritage is divided into four major categories. The number one is documentary heritage. So any document in print, audio, video, handwritten, non-print or written or manuscripts, all these comes under documentary heritage. Then second category of heritage is intangible cultural heritage, we call it. We categorize is folk, music, oral tradition, performing art, social practices, rituals, festivals, traditional knowledge systems, knowledge and practices concerning nature and the universe, knowledge and skill to produce tradition, craft. So this all comes under intangible cultural heritage, something which we can uh, we are disseminating through various knowledge systems and through one person to another person. Then third category we define is tangible cultural heritage. And within tangible cultural heritage, there is a movable cultural heritage like painting, sculpture, coins, artifacts, art objects. Then immovable cultural heritage like monuments, archaeological sites, city, places and buildings, etc. Then there is something called underwater cultural heritage like shipwrecks, underwater ruins and cities, etc. The last category and fourth category is the natural heritage. So, natural sites with cultural aspects such as cultural landscape, biological or geological formations. So, these are the kind of different cultural heritage. Here, in libraries and archives, we are concerned about mostly documentary heritage or some form of intangible cultural heritage. So let me also give you an idea how Indian cultural heritage is being managed by the Ministry of Culture, the ministry which I worked for. So that there are three category of organizations. Number one is the knowledge organization or organizations working for the documentary heritage. Like that include National Library, National Archive of India, Anthropological Survey of India, Indira Gandhi Manav Sangrahalaya. There are Raja Ram Mohan Library Foundation, Delhi Public Library, Rampur Raja Library, Central Reference Library, Khuda Works, Tanjavur, and many agency also comes under that category. Then second category is the tangible cultural heritage. All museums, Archaeological Survey of India, galleries, and various kind of missions for antiquity and heritage sites and culture funds all comes under tangible cultural heritage. So these then third category of institution under Ministry of Culture are those responsible for folk, music and arts, etc. It includes National School of Drama. In the IGNC also comes in all two categories, documentary heritage as well as intangible cultural heritage. Sahitya Academy, Lalit Kala Academy, Sangeet Nat Academy. All these regional centers, West, North, South, East, and then Kalakshetra Foundation, etc. So all the cultural heritage of India is mostly managed by 45 cultural institutions under the Ministry of Culture. But there are certain resources, documentary heritage and other heritage also available in state archives, state libraries and state museums, which are under the control of various state governments. As India is having federal government system, so there are many manuscripts in those. There are certain universities are having rare book collections, manuscript collections, and some museums. So some collections, some documentary heritage is also part of universities. So when we talk about COVID-19, how it has affected the complete scenario in terms of cultural heritage. As you know, because of global spread of COVID-19, there is a complete lockdown. Something has been opened. We are under unlocking process. So during that particular almost March to July, almost all museum, libraries, archives, everything was closed. All monuments were closed, historical sites were closed. So we were totally under closed down. From July, some monuments have been opened, but museums and libraries, major libraries, are still closed. So during that particular period, archives are closed. So during that particular close down, people are looking for entertainment. They want to visit museums or monuments for sightseeing. So they are not able to do it. Many cultural heritage data is required for teaching, research, writing, and learning purposes. So what is the scenario in that context? How people are taking advantage of the online resources. How Indian cultural institutions are prepared to provide remote access, anywhere, anytime access to library and archives and other cultural data resources. So I will try to talk about that. And importantly, how the cultural institution employees, the workforce, because Ministry of Culture comes under Government of India. Like universities and colleges are still closed, but we were opened from 24th April itself. So we have been working since then. Uh, we are working not with the full-fledged staff, but with limited staff. Our all activities are going on. So we are some staff is working from home, some are working from offices. So what are the key issues? The key issues in this lockdown is that in India, are we having digital archives of cultural heritage? Do we have digital libraries? Do we have national digital archive? Do we have national manuscript digital library? Do we have audio, video, visual archives? Do we have national digital audio digital archive? So, because when everything is closed, how to access the data? How to access the information? So are we having those kind of research and data repositories, a cultural data repository to provide information to our users? That we talk about research and education. But when we talk about entertainment, do we have virtual museums? Have we applied augmented reality, virtual reality, immersive technology in showcasing historical monuments and museums? Do we have walkthroughs? Do we have various kind of virtual exhibitions? Do we have various kind of virtual museums in place? So these are the few things which, if I have to explain and provide a scenario, then I'm little disappointed because we are not prepared for this kind of situation. Our most of the monuments are physical visits only. Our most of the museums are also physically visited. There is no virtual museum. There is no that kind of digital archive. If you want to search anything on National Archive of India, you don't have much to access. If you want to know, download a copy of manuscript, India possesses over 10 million manuscripts. Out of that, 4.7, 4.3 million have been catalogued. But if I want to download a manuscript, there is no repository available. And there are a number of initiatives in this regard, but most of these initiatives either failed or disappeared, or like when we talk about Digital Library of India, it was started by Indian Institute of Science in partnership with CDEC and MSCIT. Now, what happens? Now, 1 million books were supposed to be digitized, but where are those 1 million books? We are unable to locate that. Then we talk about digital preservation of cultural heritage. Some initiative have been started by MICT in setting up Center for Excellence, but I'm sorry to say that in our country, we don't have a single digital preservation program in place. Then we talk about other initiative. Although a ministry started with a lot of promises and funds, National Virtual Library of India, a project was given to IIT Mumbai, IGNO, Department of Library Science, and CDEC Pune was partner in that. But no concrete outcome. What inform? I want the union catalog of material in cultural institution, that is also not available. Forget about digital objects. There may be few items, but that is not the purpose. In a country like India, where we have vast heritage of the material, if we don't have that much information in place, which can fulfill the needs of the people, then these small initiative doesn't serve the purpose. We have a very good initiative in form of National Digital Library of India, but it is not focused on cultural heritage. It is mostly about the textual document, or tomorrow Professor P.P. Das will be speaking on this. So I will not talk more about that, but it is a good initiative, but it is focused on textual material, not on the cultural heritage material. So I don't have any hesitation in saying not a single digital preservation or digital archiving project successful project. There are some initiative like Delhi State Archive has digitized some material, Asiatic Society Mumbai has digitized some material, but these are just two examples, not concrete projects. And although we have set up a national mission on libraries, but what happened to that? We are not able to get a good initiative and all those things. So at national level, I don't have any hesitation in accepting that we are still is a long way to go in coming out with a good digital archiving platform where during pandemic situation or during this kind of situation, people can have online access or virtual access to the various cultural heritage resources. Now, as I comes from the IGNCA, the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, IGNCA is a body.
আপনার
Uh,
সময় জয়েন আগে বাড়িতে দেরি করছিলাম কি
yeah,
জয়েনটা করে এসেছি জয়েন করে
please,
করে অ্যাটেন্ড মানে ইন্ট্রোডাকশন করে
please, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. So I will try to tell you that how IGNCA is managing this cultural heritage and what are the various kind of activities we have started. IGNCA was set up in 1987 as the autonomous body of Ministry of Culture. We have three academic divisions: Kalanidhi, Kalako, Janpa Sampata. We have a division Kaladarshan, which disseminate the information, culture informatics, do the digitization, and Sutradhar responsible for administrative and financial support. Preservation Laboratory and Media Center provide support on conservation and video documentation. We also have 9 regional centers in different places: Varanasi, Bangalore, Guwahati, Ranchi, Thrissur, Vadodara, Pondicherry, Goa, Srinagar. Besides that, Kalanidhi is the basic or main hub of cultural resources, and Kalanidhi is having a reference library, which is basically having print journals, rare books, and the important thing is it also have personal collections. Uh, it also subscribes certain databases like JSTOR and other things. Then we have a unit, manuscript unit. Manuscript reprography unit is responsible for microfilming of manuscript. We have over 300,000 manuscripts in digital and microfilm format. We have cultural archive, which is having a 45 personal collection of eminent scholar in photography and different areas like sculpture or music or dance and literature and films, etc. So this is the kind of resources. Our online catalog is available. So all the resources of IGNC and Kalanidhi Reference Library can be searched on online catalog available from website. So we also have number of publications. We organize conferences, various kind of. We have over 1,000 books published so far, and over 200-300 DVDs have been produced. There are a number of interactive multimedia presentation and other things. This personal collection is a unique feature of Kalanidhi. We have about 24 personal collection of various scholars. So what we do, we invite individual donor, either a scholar himself or the family, to donate the personal library. So we are maintaining about 24 personal libraries in the Kalanidhi. The manuscript project was started in 1989. So from 1989 to 2009, we have microfilm and later digitized 286,000 manuscripts, which are available in a server and DVDs. Similarly, we have number of academic programs. As a dean, I am responsible for this 9 PG diploma courses and 7 certificate courses. We have collaboration with 30 universities. Then in 2003, this National Mission for Manuscript was launched. Under that mission, 4.3 million manuscripts have been catalogued. Over 81 million manuscript folios have been conserved. 85 books have been published. And various kind of workshops have been organized. But unfortunate part is that altogether, catalog of this is also available online from namami.gov.in, but it's still full text digital archive of manuscript. Although there are 600,000 manuscripts in under single roof, but still one has to come to the IGNCA to have a copy of that. That is the unfortunate part. We are unable to put it online. Besides that, IGNCA is having some online presence with some small projects like this National Cultural Audio Video Archive. It was started 2 years before. It has about 30,000 hours of audio visual resources. This is an initiative which is a long-term plan. We have target to have put 300,000 of audio video recording, but it all depend on funding and the willingness to cooperate. We also created a Sangam app for Ministry of Culture, which is having 2,500 devotional tracks for featuring 400 artists in 20 languages, which it contains mantras, sutras, suktas, slokas, dhanus, artis, and Sufi, other Gurwali, etc. Then we also have a Vedic Heritage Portal. Idea is to have a single window access to all the information related to Vedic recitation, text, publication, and modern interpretation of select pieces. The pilot project has been started, and some work has already been uploaded. It is available for public. You can have access to that. Time to time, we have also undertaken some small project of creation of a DVD or a multimedia, like we have done on Tanjavur, Brihadeshwar Temple, we have done on Geet Govind, we have done a DVD on Devnarayan, a folk narrative from Rajasthan. We are working on Agni Kanya. So this is such. In this, we have about 200 hours of video recording and other things. Now I would like to come to that during this particular COVID, how we have done it. So like we know we have limitation of definitely our cultural resources are not accessible other than catalog. Our cultural heritage is not accessible outside IGNC. But we are successfully implemented our all programs online from the April onwards. We started various kind of Facebook live series where we invited people on different aspects of Indian cultural tradition and aspects, like if you see this Malini Avasti, she's a folk music and great folk musician, and we invited her to speak. We also invited Dr. Padma Subramaniam on Natya Shastra. Similarly, we have the great dancer and the dance scholar Dr. Sonal Mansingh spoke on that. We have various kind of like art director Nitin Chandra Desai spoke. And we also organize various kind of, like we have converted our all programs, seminar conferences into webinar, exhibition into virtual exhibitions, and all kind of festival in form of a online festival. All kind of programs of IGNCA have been converted into online form. And almost every day we have a program, which is details are available on IGNCA website, and anybody can have access to all kind of information. I will show you a film so you can have a glimpses of these programs in the film. IGNC as a nodal center for UNESCO Memory of the World program has has designated and worked for the promotion of this program on documentary heritage. Last year, I have undertaken a project mapping of archives in India. So we have compiled the directory, and soon we'll be coming with the publication of directory of archives. So I just want to show you a film which will give you more idea about various kind of programs organized by IGNCA during this pandemic situation. You may enjoy it. Sukant, can you see my film or not?
Sir, we can hear you and see you. He said something technical error, but in the YouTube there is no problem.
Okay,
Please, sir,
okay,
you
thank you.
can. Sir, any problem?
Yeah, my film is running. I've been told it is visible on. Uh,
Okay, we can hear you. You may continue
uh,
and then we may check.
yeah, my film is going on. Can you see it on YouTube?
No, in YouTube we saw that online events at Ignaka's response to COVID-19.
So is that there is no film shown on that?
No, there are no film we till now showing. So you
Okay,
may,
okay.
okay,
That's
if
why.
you continue with talk, then it may be.
That, just a minute, because that's why I was asking, can you see my film or not? So you are not able to see the film?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me just then just give me 1 minute. I just want to show the glimpses of that film. Okay, there is
Some videography problem maybe occur in our streaming or
can you see it now?
yes, now we see that your present yes uploading rare video audio now in Google Meet we saw and then I think it come yes now it is come in the YouTube platform also. Please sir continue. We get it. There is something slow streaming but it's okay.
Can you see it now or not?
Yes sir we can see it. The exhibition we can is visible now.
So this was the glimpses of the various, some of the programs which we have organized during this COVID-19. So now how we cope up with this scenario and how we able to serve the people, our customers through various programs. Even when we talk about cultural heritage, we are open and we are entertaining all kind of queries and information. So these were the some of the information which I would like to share with you. And thank you very much for inviting me. And I look forward to any kind of comment, suggestion, questions if we have time for question answer. Or otherwise, my email ID I have already given. So I would be happy to. And I invite all of you to visit agency whenever you are in Delhi. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. In our academic libraries, especially in our college libraries and universities libraries, how can we, in this COVID period, we work with this type of local cultural heritage? If you kindly.
Yeah, see, basically, like we did lot of collaborations. We have done number of programs in collaboration with various universities. So, and there is an Eastern Cultural Center in Kolkata. So you can directly contact us, and if you want to organize some kind of event for kids or also for yeah, elder people or any kind of, so you can choose a subject. We have a large amount of cultural resources, like we have visual archive is 100,000 visuals. We have manuscript 300,000, lot of illustrated manuscript. We have 45 personal collection like eminent photographers like Raja India. Recently in January, we organized an exhibition in Belvedere House that was on Rabindranath Tagore, and there was a photographic collection of Sambhu Saha, then brick monument collection. Then there are a number of photographers and musicians whose personal collections are available with us. So we curate an exhibition. We organize various kind of collaborative programs like this documentation of various kind of Ramayana in various places. We document the entire Kumbh Mela. So we have a lot of literature and media. But if you want to collaborate with us, and I think you can order some of the DVDs from IGNCA, like number of DVDs which are on different cultural tradition. You can screen the DVDs to the students or the users from time to time. You can organize various kind of programs. All the details are available on IGNCA website. But if anything, I can help you. Please feel free to let me know, because you can collaborate with various kind of museums in Kolkata. You can contact East Cultural Center. You can contact us for any program which you want to organize in your college on cultural heritage.
Thank you, sir. If audience have any question, please you can ask or send us in chat, and we send this letter to the sir, or you can just directly send you the email to sir. Okay, thank you, sir, for joining us for your valuable talk. From our behalf of our college and our principal, we really thankful to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting. It was really enjoyed, and now I look forward to the talk of the Sally. Hi Sally, how are you? Oh, doing well.
I'm good. Sorry, my microphone wouldn't come on.
No problem. So,
Can everyone hear me?
yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great.
Welcome, madam. Please, we all are eager to hear you. Please share your thoughts with us.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to put my slides up in a second. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much for inviting me to speak. I am honored and thrilled to do so. I really appreciated Dr. Gar's presentation, and I'm looking forward to learning from everybody over the next day or so. So thank you. So my name is Sally Evans. I'm the coordinator of University Dissertation and Thesis Services at George Mason University. It's in Virginia, United States. So I was going to talk to you a little bit about our university and its unique issues regarding COVID in our area. So I'm going to pull up my slides. Let me see. I might need to change something. Let's see, present now. Okay, there we go. Entire screen. Okay, select window screen. 1 second. Entire screen. Okay, all right. Can you see my?
Yes, yes.
Can you see my slide?
Yeah.
Excellent, great. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so if any, let me see if I can. No, sorry. I was going to see if there was a way I could see questions, but we'll just go from here. Okay, so first I wanted to explain the title of my presentation. Things have not been normal for a while. A few weeks ago, a student contacted me because he was planning to graduate in the summer semester, and he had not gotten one signature on this one form. And he was very worried because he thought he would not graduate in the summer because he was missing that one signature. And I said, no, don't worry about it. Just turn it in to me. That's fine. You can, or turn in everything else, get the other form to me later. And he wrote back and said, I'm sorry, I was under the impression that I had to turn this in with the signature or else I wouldn't graduate on time. And I wrote back and said, yes, normally that would be the case, but things have not been normal for a while. So right now, we're all over the world living in what we're calling the new normal. We don't know how long this will last. We don't know if we'll ever go back to the way things were before, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. So going forward, I wanted to give information and a disclaimer. Excuse me. First, for the information, I'm going to be giving you some data on the next couple of slides. It's all from Wednesday, August 19th. So it's not the most recent, but as of Wednesday, August 19th, it was correct. Next, I'm going to be speaking about George Mason University's libraries. And please keep in mind that I am one person in one department in a library. I'm going to give you as much information as I can about the other divisions and the other systems. But if there is anything that, excuse me, anything that anyone asks, because I'm happy to take questions after, if there's anything that I don't answer or if I can't answer, please contact me. My email is there, and I'm going to be sending my slides to Dr. Patra, if he could please distribute them to everyone listening. If you have any questions that I don't answer or can't answer, please email me, and I will be happy to find the person who can answer it. Okay, so George Mason University has a unique issue when it comes to the pandemic in the United States, which we're already not handling well at all. So we're in Virginia. The little blue marker is where George Mason University is. It's in Fairfax City, the city of Fairfax. That's where the largest campus is. That's the campus I work on. And the first number, the 22,549, that's the population of Fairfax City. 102, that's the number of cases in that population, okay? All right, next, Fairfax City is within Fairfax County, so they're counted separately. Then we have another campus in Manassas, Virginia, and it's within Prince William County. We have another campus in Arlington, Virginia, which is in Arlington County, and fortunately, they count everything together. We have one last campus in Loudoun County. So beyond that, there are two other cities, Alexandria and Falls Church, that are both counted separately when it comes to population and COVID cases. And we have many students and faculty and staff who live in those areas. They live all over this area, which you'll see shortly. Okay. The total population of this area is 2.5 million plus. This area alone takes up 30% of the entire population of Virginia. The total number of cases in this immediate area is 41,000, and that's 38% of the cases in the whole state of Virginia. So like a third.
Excuse me, Sally.
Yes.
We do not see your presentation. So just
Pardon me?
Is your PPT presentation, you're presenting any PPT or any
yeah, there should
sharing?
be. Hold on one second. Let me get back to this. So, okay. Let me see what I'm doing wrong. I'm really sorry. Let me fix this. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I might have to get my IT guy. All right. Hold on. Function. All right. Curtis, I might need help in a second. So tell me when you can see the slides. One moment. Sorry about that. I allow. Okay. Okay. All right. Something is saying that I can't screen share. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Start share. Okay. Present now. Present a window. Screen. Yes. Allow. Okay. Can you see my screen yet?
No.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Yes, now it's coming. Maybe yes. Oh, yes. Now you can see your desktop. Please go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully in a minute.
Hopefully
Tell me when
it's
you can
coming
see
now.
I hope so. Let's see. Hold on. So I'm going to start with the slide. Tell me when you can see the slide. It says information and disclaimer at the top. Okay. Hopefully it will come through in a second. Let me know. And I can't see the chat window, so just say yes or no. Is it there yet? Okay, 1 second. Sorry, let me get back here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, sorry, I have my IT guy here. So here's my presentation. It says I am presenting.
Okay, so it looks like you're presenting
Yes, I am.
Firefox right now.
Okay, so I should be, okay, all right, whatever. Okay, I'm presenting to everyone. Okay,
Go back to your PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, okay.
And then, so we need to change this. Can you right click?
Right click, okay.
Firefox.
Firefox, okay.
Just stop presenting for us.
Stop, okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop presenting and I'm gonna turn my mic off. I'm really sorry. Okay, I think I've hopefully fixed it. Let me know if you can see the slide.
Yes, ma'am. Properly.
Yes, now we
Yay!
can.
Okay, thank you to my IT guy husband. Thank you.
Okay, welcome with your slide.
Okay, good. Okay, so back to the map. So, as I said, Fairfax, the main campus of George Mason University is in Fairfax, Virginia, which is right here, where the blue marker is and the red star. Fairfax is where our largest campus is. So the first number that you'll see, the 22,549, that's the population of the city of Fairfax. 102, that's the number of cases of COVID as of last Wednesday that were in Fairfax City. Fairfax is also in Fairfax County. These are counted separately, the population and the cases. So even though it's a city within a county. And so we also have another campus in Manassas, Virginia. And Manassas is in Prince William County. And those are also counted separately. We have a third campus in Arlington, which is also in Arlington County. Unfortunately, they count everything together. And finally, we have a campus in Loudoun County. So this is the general area of, this is where everybody has to go in our area to go to Mason's campuses. And, you might end up, students and faculty might end up being on 2 campuses, maybe 3 in one day. It depends on their program. So I'm also going to show you numbers for a city called Alexandria and another city, Falls Church. They're counted separately. We don't have campuses there, but they do have, but we do have a lot of faculty and staff and students who live in those areas and travel to our campuses. Okay, so the total population of our area of this, we're looking at in Virginia, it's called Northern Virginia, it's 2.5 million. Our area represents 30% of the entire population of Virginia. So, the total number of cases in the area is 41,000, is over 41,000, and that's 38% of the cases in the whole state of Virginia. Fairfax, Virginia has the most cases of, by far. Fairfax County has the most cases by far of any other county in the state of Virginia. Okay. We are also very, very close to Maryland. Maryland is right over the border. And within we're going to look at 2 counties in Maryland. There is Montgomery County and Prince George's County. We are very close to both of them. We have many students students and faculty and staff who live in those areas who travel to our campuses. And finally, we live very, very close to right over the river from the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. So it's a pretty densely packed area. So what do these numbers mean? Within an hour of the Fairfax campus, which is where the blue marker is, within a 1 hour radius of the Fairfax campus, there are 5 million people. There are 99,000 cases of COVID in that area. And that might not sound like a lot, 99,000 out of 5 million. But there are more cases of COVID-19 within 1 hour of Fairfax than there are in the following states combined. So think about that. All of those states together in America do not have as many cases of COVID as we have within an hour of the Fairfax campus. So the little dots coming up are where colleagues that I know and work with, where they live all over the area. In this area, nobody really lives where they work. There's no such thing as a 5-minute commute. You are either driving or you are in public transportation on buses or trains to get to wherever you're going, because you probably do not live anywhere near your job.
Ma'am, actually, we only see one slide. Slides are not changed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. So, sorry, everybody. All right. Let me see if I can do this again. Present now. 1 second. Present now. Window. Okay. I hope I don't have to do this every time. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Can you see a new slide now?
No, ma'am. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Oh. Okay, so you can see the map with stars.
Yes. It's coming now.
Okay, I hope I don't have to back out and change every time. Okay. So let me know if I'm about to change slides, so if it doesn't change, let me know. Okay. So now you hopefully should be seeing a slide that says, what do these numbers mean for George Mason University? Do you see that? Hopefully.
No, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second. I'm sorry. Looks like I'm going to have to do this, which is a mystery. Well, I'm really sorry about this. So, and this actually comes back to something I was talking about before. All right, stop presenting. Start presenting. F. Present now. Sorry. Window. Okay. Okay, hopefully you should see one that says, what do these numbers mean for George Mason? Hopefully.
Yes,
you see that
now we
slide?
see. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so George Mason is the largest public university in the state of Virginia. We have over 37,000 students. Please note that that does not mean we are the most prestigious. We are far from the most prestigious. That would be either Virginia Tech or the University of Virginia. I'm going to say that Virginia Tech is definitely the better one. The fact that I graduated from there does not mean anything. Okay. We have students from all over the country and all over the world. I would dare say we probably have at least one student from each state. And we definitely have students who come from many, many, many countries. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Australia, everywhere. So normally 6,200 students would live on campus, which means that 31,000 don't. This fall, and we actually, classes just started yesterday, so we're only on day 2, so who knows what's gonna happen. In fall 2020, 3,350 students will live on campus, which means that 34,000 won't. So that means that as much as we'd like to try to keep people as separate as possible and give virtual options, there's at some point somebody might have to come to campus. So because we hope that our professors will primarily use the virtual options, which is either, all online, either all asynchronous, all live streamed, combination of both. But for some, they may have to come to campus at some point. Labs, for example, unless somebody has a whole lot of chemicals sitting around their house, they are probably going to have to come to campus. So some of those classes, maybe 50% in person, 50% online. Some may actually have to be 100% in person. So as much as we want to try to keep people at home, keep people safe, that may not always be feasible for everyone. Okay. So I'm going to try this. Can you see a new slide that says within university libraries?
Yes,
Yes, you can see.
Okay, good. Okay, so I think I found the trick. So within university libraries, that's where I work. We've seen a huge change. As I said, actually, hold on one second. Okay. Can everyone see general changes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we opened yesterday along with the rest of campus. We have drastically reduced the hours at all of our library locations. We have 3 libraries within the system. We are limiting access to every location to only Mason students, faculty, and staff. And we are limiting the number of people who can be in each building. In the past, we allowed visitors, people who were not directly affiliated with Mason, because we are a public school, which means that we are partially funded at least by taxpayers. So of course, the public is welcome to come in and use our materials. As with all on-campus buildings, social distancing is in effect and mask use is required. So next one. Okay. So with our physical spaces and collections, let me know if you're not looking at physical spaces. One of the things we loved doing was allowing groups, departments, etc., to have meetings and events in our libraries, our library meeting rooms. We can't do that right now because, again, we're trying to limit contact. This is another thing we really do not like, because in the university libraries, we want to be something more than only a place for students to study and do research and learn. We also want it to be a safe, welcoming space for students, and we want it to be a place where they can work together and collaborate. And that is gone right now. We hope it will come back, but we allow the students to go into single occupancy study rooms, but we cannot allow anyone in group study rooms. And if anyone were to find more than one person in a single occupancy room, they would have to ask them to stop. Okay. We've reduced the number of public computers, and that's unfortunate because we understand that not every student has access to their own computer in their own room or home. So we've taken away a valuable tool from some people. We don't like that. The stacks are closed to browsing. If someone, and I don't like this because I love serendipitous discovery, but this is how it is right now. So if someone finds something online in the catalog, they place an order for it online. staff member pulls the item or items and has them ready for a no contact pickup. Okay. So 1 second. Oops. Get out of here. Special collections. Oops. Okay. So Special Collections Research Center. Of course, special collections are special for many reasons. The Special Collections Research Center is appointment only for fall 2020. Appointments must be made 72 hours in advance, and researchers must include the following in their request. They have to say how long they're going to be there and exactly what they need. They offer virtual services. One of them, if anyone tunes into their website, has a question, looks at the collections, looks at the finding aids, anyone who emails, no matter where they are, anyone who emails will absolutely receive virtual service. They are more than willing to digitize materials if possible, but that depends on, first, the item itself. It may be so old or fragile that exposing it to a scanner is a terrible idea. It may also be under a contract with the original donor that states that they don't want the material to be shared virtually. It also depends on on any copyright limitations. And that is one of the things that you'll see over and over here in my presentation. The US has, if not the most limiting, one of the most limiting copyright laws in the world. So there are things that we would love to share because we as librarians believe in sharing material and making it available to as wide an audience as possible, but some things we just can't do. If anyone would like to visit the SCRC, there's their website at the bottom. Okay. With the shift to virtual, so this is kind of a weird conundrum that I have to laugh at. That I have to laugh at to keep from crying. Okay. So I know, I'm sure at least one of you has heard this at some point. I frequently have people outside of libraries ask me, why do we even need libraries now that we have Google? I can just look up anything online. What does a library even do? And then they say, isn't everything online anyway? Isn't everything virtual? Isn't everything electronic? Why does a library even exist? Okay, so I've heard that for years and I give the best answer I can. And now suddenly, when you can't come to our library, everybody is upset. All of a sudden, now that you can't come to the library whenever you want to, everyone has a burning need to go to the library. So I'm going to use this as an example for in the future when someone asks me, why do we even need libraries? Apparently we needed them now. Okay. Course reserves, there used to be paper course reserves. Now they're electronic only. Students may request items to be digitized, but again, everything is subject to copyright. There are some things that just cannot be made universally available. Even if it can be shared, it may be that it can only be shared for a few days, or that the student receives a link that cannot be shared with anyone else. Interlibrary loan is always, always important, but it's especially important now. Anything that they can share via scan virtually, they are happy to do it. Again, copyright is always a big question. Okay, so interlibrary loan is important. All of the parts of every library are important. But what people think of when they think of the library are the forward-facing sections of the library, the reference librarians, the teachers. Oh, wait, hold on. So when it comes to that, we are still doing all of the things that we did before. There are still reference consultations. There are still instruction sessions. There are always going to be subject librarians. They're not going away. You can contact them whenever you need them. You can email anytime. If you are a professor and you want your subject librarian to come to your class in the first couple of weeks, like that person always does, and talk about good research strategies and techniques, that person can still do that, but they just won't come to your classroom. So our services haven't changed, just the way we deliver them has. Okay, oops, okay. And then also we still offer workshops. You can see our workshop schedule for September there. I'm going to be adding some myself. We are still offering workshops. They're just all going to be virtual. And then right? And I'm sure you saw on the last 2 pages, the screen for the screenshots, there's Ask a Librarian. It's on every university library's page. Anyone who accesses any of our site pages can ask anything. If you go to our website right now and the virtual chat is on, you can ask and they'll be happy to help you. The scope of what they can help you with may depends on, you know, your status as a Mason student or faculty member or not, but they will help you to the very extent that they can. We have other departments that are also doing everything that they can virtually. There's the Digital Scholarship Center. They have a computer lab, but it's closed, and it was very popular, so it's very unfortunate that it was closed. But the 3 librarians working in the Digital Scholarship Center, they are not meeting in person with anybody, but they will do virtual meetings. They will answer emails all day long. The scholarly productions at the Research Commons Lab, Spark, in 2017, we had just to explain what they do. In 2017, there was an ETD combination US ETDA, NDLTD conference in Washington, D.C., and we had a poster session. All of the posters were printed by Spark. So that's a valuable thing that Spark does. They assist our students at every level with creating better presentations, doing better slides, doing better posters. So, and that may or may not be something they can do right now. I don't know if they could make the poster and leave it at the front desk. I don't know, but students can't go there anymore. Not right now. Records management is only handling requests. So anything that anyone needs, they'll get it to them if they can get it, but they're not taking anything new because, again, they're trying to limit contact. Okay, 1 second. Of course, there are always challenges. We're doing the very best we all can, but one big thing is the budget won't allow for student workers. And that sounds like a big whiny complaint, but it's actually limiting this semester because, as I mentioned, only Mason affiliated people are allowed in the libraries. But how do we know who those people are? Are we going to start checking IDs? You know, in the days that we had student workers, we could just send them to the front desk or to the front entrance. Someone walks in, they ask for an ID, they say, yes, come in. Oh no, you don't have a Mason ID, you can't come in. But we don't have them, so now someone who could be answering a reference call or cataloging or helping a patron check out, that person, instead of doing their actual job, is going to be standing at the front door checking IDs. Same thing with monitoring the number of the building. How do we know that? How will we count them? You know, in the old days when we had student workers, we could have had someone sitting there clicking a little button, 1, 2, 3, no, stop, we have too many people. But now anyone who should be doing their job, binding books, helping with computer problems, that person is going to have to spend some amount of time if they decide to monitor the number of people by seriously counting. The next question is, how do you keep patrons out of the stacks? And this one's kind of funny. The stacks are blocked, the books are blocked off, but they're just like cordoned off with caution tape. People can pull tape down, so I don't really know how they're going to accomplish that. The biggest one, and this is a real serious concern, the big question is, what is the responsibility of the staff who are working on site in the libraries? Of course, we're setting up social distancing as much as we can. We've removed furniture to try to discourage people being very close together. There's some furniture, but it's not as much as it used to be. We're requiring masks. But what happens if you're walking through the library and you see 2 students sitting too close together? If you see someone not wearing a mask, of course, you're expected to go up and say, hi, we need to social distance, thanks. Or please put your mask on, thank you. But I don't know if any of you have heard of this, or I don't know how widely publicized it is, but there are people in the United States who work at stores, who work at various public places, who have been murdered, literally murdered, because they asked a patron or a customer to put on a mask. So that's what we're dealing with. If we need to have campus police on speed dial for someone who may become violent if they are asked to put on a mask, and that is a real issue. Okay, so hold on. All right, 1 second. I'm going to get to my department from current slide. All right. Okay. In my department, this is what I do. I've been doing this job since 2011. So my job is very interesting because, current slide, okay. This, I had to do a before and after comparison. So before COVID-19, all format reviews, when people sent me their documents and I made sure they adhered to formatting guidelines, they were always via email. Now they still occur via email. That has not changed at all. Before, I always emailed final submission instructions to each student that would explain what they have to turn in to me for final submission, final copies, forms, things. I still email them, but the big difference is, in the past, if someone wanted to meet with me to talk about them further, I can do that, but it's online because I'm not going to my office. 85% of final submissions, when people turned in their materials, took place in person. So someone came to my office, handed me things, and I said thank you and congratulations and shook their hand. Everything is now available. Now final submission is always via email, always. I would accept final submission via email in the past, but I hated it. It was much more, it was much more labor intensive, time intensive, it was stressful. So, but that's how we have to do it now. I don't like it, but I had to create a whole new system and workflow just to make sure that people are still graduating. I used to meet in person with many students to help them with the templates, to talk to them about issues they might be having. Now I still do, but everything is via Skype, WebEx, Zoom, GChat. I'm going to be adding, as I said, some in-person, like adding in-person online. That means me actually looking at them, not asynchronous workshops to reach more students. Okay, so there have been advantages. There are advantages to everything. I learned new technology. I like working from home. I've been trying to get rid of paperwork for years. I think that this past spring and summer may have shown people how onerous it can be to have to deal with all this paperwork when you can't sign a form yourself with a pen. And as always, there are disadvantages. And it's so funny that my first disadvantage is technology is a problem, as we have seen today. As great as technology can be, it can also cause problems, just like it did with my slides. Online classes and sessions don't feel the same. They don't feel as collaborative. I give people the same information, but I feel like they don't ask as many questions. I feel like they're not as into it as they were when I was doing it in person. So, yeah. Okay, so let me get to this last one. But with all that said, going forward, the biggest issue is ambiguity. We don't know the answers to any of these. We don't know how long we're going to be operating as we are. We don't know when we're going to go back to campus full time, everybody. We don't know how this is affecting students because they're having especially freshmen, they're having a very strange experience that's unlike what pretty much every other freshman class dealt with before. I feel like a lot more people will work from home and will do time flex time. Okay. But with that said, students are always our focus. We are in the roles that we're in because we are here to educate students, to help them learn, to help them succeed, and to help them just get through college and graduate school. So no matter how stressful it is, no matter how weird it is for us, no matter how irritating it can be, students are just as stressed out, upset, and dealing with a whole new alien world, just like we are. So the big things we have to remember, we need to be flexible, compassionate, and creative with each other, with our students, because everybody is dealing with this in their own way. And for some people, it is a huge nightmare. For other people, they're thriving. For some people, it's a problem. But as long as we remember that change is our only constant and that this is how things are right now, we can't make it go away as much as we want to. This is just how we're going to be. But as long as we work together and understand what our role is and what we're supposed to be doing for the students, at least we know what we're doing. So I would like to thank everyone again for the honor of participating in your webinar and speaking with you. If anyone has any questions for me, there's my email address. And again, I'm going to be sending this to Dr. Patra, all my slides, and please share them. And finally, I'm also including links to George Mason in general, their COVID-19 response, university libraries, and my website. So I'm going to back out of here, stop sharing. And stop presenting.
Thank you, madam,
Oh,
for
thank
your
you.
valuable talk. And
Oh,
we are
pardon me?
enlightened, especially. Yes, you can hear me? We are very
Yes,
much
yes.
grateful for about, especially for the new normal situation you just shared with us. Thank you very much on behalf of our institution. I am one of the librarian of our college. So on behalf of our college and our principal, I really thank you
Oh,
very much. Okay.
thank you. Thank you for,
Okay.
and I apologize for all of the issues in the beginning.
No. It's okay. And very much thanks to you.
Thank you. And please,
Now
anyone
we
email
go.
me with questions.
Yes. If anyone has any question, please send her the question by email. Now our next speaker is coming.
I have a comment to share with you, Sally.
Okay. Welcome, ma'am.
It's just a comment. Now there are
Oh,
no
yes.
working hours. So any
Yes.
time of the day is a working hour.
Yes. It's,
Working hours.
oh, absolutely. I'm constantly at work and at home. So time has come to mean literally nothing. At 11 o'clock at night, I might be reviewing a document.
That's true. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Turn it down. Come on.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Now Dr. Hatua is there, our next speaker. Please, sir, come in our virtual platform and please share your thoughts with us.
Thank you, ma'am. May I audible?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. So, thank you. Thank you, COVID-19. That makes us a new normal, a new habit. In India, generally, this time we used to spend with our family and maybe with our relatives, but things has been changed. We are now in globally connected with the technology. Sally is there, Professor Gaur is there from Delhi, so and obviously from Bangladesh, some experts is there. So we are all connected to each other in this time. So that is the one positive things of COVID. We should accept it. And of course, at the beginning, I will condolence on damages of our colleague of your college. May her soul rest in peace. So thank you, ma'am. Professor Rupali Chaudhary, Principal of Vidyasagar College for Women's. Thank you, my fellow experts and presenters, Sally and Professor Gaud. Namaskar, Gaud sir. And are you there? Okay. So I am going to present something in different way. As if anything problem, if you can't hear me, if you can't see me, my presentation, please inform me because I cannot hear anybody right now. Probably Momita is still unmuted. So am I audible, na?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. We can hear you.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you. So I am going to present, share my slide, right? And please bear a few seconds. And I am going to talk little bit in different aspects, because as I am also engaged with higher education system in India, and we are talking about the role of libraries. So yeah, is my presentation is visible? Okay. So I am going to share my views on role of libraries in Indian higher education during and post COVID-19 pandemic. As all of you know that how COVID has spread globally. We started from, as it has been detected and reported in many places in November 2019 at 1. From there, it has been spread to Europe, America, then Africa, to our Middle East, and then India. And it has reached us on 30th January 2020. And that makes a total changes since March, after 3 months, since during March 14 and March 24, it has been cleared by PM Narendra Modi, that total lockdown. And we have experienced a new environment, new society of total complete lockdown. And if it affects all the sector of our country globally, not only our country, globally, economic, social, and communication, and many aspects, obviously, in education. And latest scenario, if we go for UNESCO site, we will see as on they have calculated as on 3rd of August that 1.05 million students worldwide across 105 countries have been affected uh, in school children or education sector, students been affected. And in our country, in higher education, almost 3.5 crore students have been affected during this COVID situation. Obviously, we have lockdown from 24th March, then 14th April 2nd, and now we are in unlock period. But still, education sector is completely shut down most of the states in our country. Meanwhile, we'll look back, because we are talking about higher education in India. Indian education system has been divided into three parts, basically three parts. And one is our secondary, our primary and higher secondary and higher education. And we know from primary to secondary how it has been moved in our present education sector. And in higher education, basically has undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD, this section. And library, role of library has well accepted since across the globe. Nobody has denied that library has no role in education. That's the core center or epidemic of all education and learning process. So this is our existing system, but major changes is coming to in near future in our higher education. All the education sector or education system will be categorized into four parts, that is foundational and preparatory, middle, and secondary. This is new pedagogical and curricular structure. Now, higher education also going to have a major changes. Being a library or a learning resource center, we should aware about much more than any other stakeholders, because graduate or undergraduate will be of 3 or 4 years, but every year there is a opportunity for exit.
এক্সকিউজ মি স্যার,
That means
প্লিজ
yes.
প্লিজ একটু যদি জোরে বলেন, একটু একটু
Okay.
সাউন্ডটা বেটার হলে।
Okay. I have made it maximum. Okay. So
Yes,
after
sir.
1 year,
It's okay
if
now.
somebody now audible.
Yes, 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 sir.
Yes. After 1 year, if somebody exit from undergraduate course, he will completing the course with a certificate. His 1 year will not be wasted. Same as if after 2 years anybody wants, they can get a diploma, and after 3 years they can get a bachelor degree, which they can eligible for 2 years master's program. But his undergraduate program will be of 4 years. Those who will complete the 4 years, he will eligible for 1 year master's program, and later he can join PhD program. So these are the, and of course there is a integrated course from bachelor's to master's of 5 years. This is coming in new way for our new educational policy, and more probably in a few years we'll be accustomed with that. Now, if we see our existing higher education, it has been controlled by three pillars. One is policy making body, one is regulation body, and one is accreditation body. A regulation body is controlled by, especially in normal classes, by UGC. Apart from that, there is AICT, MCI, then ICAR, ICMR, ICSSR. Lot of body are there. They are regulating. Whereas policy making body, we know the Ministry of Higher Education, but it will going to change Ministry of Education, Higher Education. Actually, then Association of Universities, lot of central advisory bodies, state councils are there. And accreditation body, we know that is NAC is there, National Board of Accreditation is there. These are the existing system, but all this system is going to be changed as regulation, accreditation, funding, and academic standards. The fourth pillar will combinedly will be called as Higher Education Commission of India. It is coming to an in new way. That first pillar is Higher Education, National Higher Education Regulatory Council. Then second is NAC, that means National Accreditation Council. Third will be the Higher Education Grant Council, which is almost equivalent to UGC, University Grant Commission. Now, Higher Education Grant Commission, they will grant.
Sir, please increase your voice, sir.
Sir?
Sir, please increase your voice, sir.
Okay.
I can't hear, sir.
I cannot increase much more
Okay,
because I
okay,
am
sir. Thank you.
using my laptop, and
Okay,
as soon
okay.
as I am using my
Now
headphone,
it's clear
it's a
now.
problem. Okay. So,
Okay, sir.
and fourth is General Education Council. These are the four pillars will be controlled our higher education, and there are a lot of professional standard setting bodies like NCT, ICAR, NCVT will be there, but they will treat it as professional standard setting body. That means our policy making authority, our ministries or higher authorities, they thought that we should have some professional standard setting bodies, which is lacking. Now, if we see our higher education system in India, now this is third largest higher education system in the world after China, USA, and we. So, in terms of especially gross enrollment ratio, college and university numbers, in that way, we are the third. Till a date, that means it is 2019 statistics, 993 universities are there in India, around 39,900 colleges are there, and more than 10,000 standalone institutions are there. And 385 universities are privately managed, and 394 universities are located in rural areas, among which 6 universities in India are exclusively for women. And there are 548 general, 142 technical, 63 agricultural and allied universities, 58 medical universities, medical colleges, 23 law, and 13 Sanskrit colleges. Apart from that, there are 9 language universities, and just not 6 universities are of other categories. So these are the basic statistics of our present higher education scenario. Now, if we see the standalone, near about 11,000 standalone universities are there. There are 5 types standalone universities which are not able to provide any degree. they will able to provide diploma level programs like teachers training, nursing institute, pharmaceutical institute, hotel management and catering institute. All these kind of institutes are considered as standalone institutes. And our gross enrollment is ratio at present is 26.3, which is supposed to be 30% in 2020s. Maximum number of students are enrolled in BA program, followed by BSc and BCom. The total number of teachers are about 15 lakhs, among which 57% are male and 42% are female teachers are engaged in higher education, that means colleges and universities. And 40,813 students were awarded PhD till date, and among which 23,000 are male and 17,000 are female. There is not much bigger difference among gender and discrimination. And if we see the type of universities, we will see that state public university, that means state aided public university, is 371, whereas state private universities are 307. Unfortunately, we have the central universities is 46 and institute of national importance are 127. But most of the central fund are allocated to them. This is one unfortunate scenario exists in India. And if you see the number of colleges, we'll see that in a potential students, that means age group of 18 to 23 years, among them, there are all India average is 28 colleges per lakh. 28 colleges per lakh is the all India average, whereas Bihar has only 7, but Karnataka has 53, and you can see from the graph that what is the position of West Bengal. And 60.53% colleges are located in the rural areas, and 10% are exclusively for girls. Among the major states, Andhra Pradesh provide most the colleges which is private and unaided colleges. That is 82%, followed by Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. And teacher and student ratio in India at present, on an average in regular mode, is 1:29. And you have seen the subject discrimination. Obviously, most of the people are engaged in BA course than BSc and BCom among the that is arts, science, and commerce. And Indian education policy basically followed that UNESCO SDG, that means Sustainable Development Goal of 2030, Agenda for Sustainable Development 2030, and India got a membership on 2015, which ensure that inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities. I would like to mention the term lifelong learning opportunity for all by 2030. And the gap between the current state of learning outcomes and what is required must be bridged through undertaking major reforms. That major reforms are coming in near future. Very soon it will be coming. So we should be alert of that. We should be prepared for that. Obviously, there is a contradiction between in these objectives, that equitable quality education. What does it mean? That till date we don't have any equitable or quality education? I have a doubt. So, and teachers must be the center of the fundamental reforms of the education system. And there are a lot of reforms are there. They are concentrating on teachers and recruit the best and the brightest to enter the teaching profession. What does it mean? Till now, the teachers which have been appointed in our higher education are not brightest. It's a doubt, because this has been given in our higher education policy, higher education notification. And the purpose of the education system is to develop good human being. Till not, it is not there. I don't know how they have been mentioned all these things. Now, what for libraries?
দিদি পাঠিয়ে দিয়েছেন
As I said, higher education system, they have mentioned a lot of reforms in higher education, degree, course, curriculum, lot of things. But side by side, they have concentrated on libraries. As I said earlier, that learning, lifelong learning. Who can provide us lifelong learning opportunity? At school, college, university. No formal education sector can give us the opportunity for lifelong learning. then who will provide us for lifelong learning opportunities? Yes, it is libraries. Who can provide us a lifelong learning opportunities? That's why the public library is known as People's University. So, what they have emphasized on libraries, new education policy, a good education institute, a good physical infrastructure, and appropriate resource conduct to learning are available to all students. That means appropriate resource should be available. That means where appropriate resource will be available, it should be learning resource center. And a light, and but the second one is very, this one is most important, that a light but tight regulatory framework to ensure integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency of the educational system through audit and public disclosure. That means till now, whatever library people hardly concentrate on the library. They concentrate, yes, how our student is get a job, how the get engaged in higher education. In that way, institutional marking is going marked. Institutes has been marked, but now only it should not be in the paper that appropriate resource and conducive to learning should be provided. That should be regulatory framework who will audit the whether really learning resource center is good, they have good resources or not. Also, they have improving the ability and accessibility of book is essential to inculcating the habit of reading. And educational institutions, school, college, university, and public libraries will be strengthened. So all these are very hopeful for learning resource center or academic libraries for academics, colleges or universities. And the center and state government will take steps to ensure that books are made available to all. So these are the basic things. Also, to enhance online accessibility of library, book, and further broad basing of digital libraries. So this new educational policy also emphasizing this area that we have to enhance online accessibility of the library. They are also provide facilitating or giving emphasis on online teaching as well as online accessibility of libraries. And vibrant libraries in communities and educational institutions will be encouraged to make available adequate library staff and strengthening all existing libraries, setting up rural libraries, reading room, opening children's libraries and mobile libraries, establishing social book club across India and across South. So, the new educational policy not only emphasizing the teaching and learning process, but also they are emphasizing a lot on libraries. So these are the another highlighted area: content creation, digital repository, and dissemination. A digital repository of content, including creation of coursework, learning games and simulation, augmented reality, and virtual reality, will be developed with a clear public system for rating the uses of effectiveness and quality. So, and also another things they have emphasized, but this improves that we are uh, uh, this also is a benchmark for assessing our own learning resource center in India. But one thing we forgot, obviously, one very interesting things. What about our digital library of India, which has been set up long back? Today's new educational policy has come up. Lot of debate is going on, but probably people have forget about 13th January 2005 when Government of India has announced National Knowledge Commission have introduced the National Knowledge Commission, and their objectives and motto are almost same and reflected in the new educational policy. And what happened last 15 years, as what happened, we would like to know about digital library of India, which is set up at ISA. That, but now we are looking that NDLI has been set up. Same kind of things has been set up at IIT Kharagpur. So we'll be listening about NDLI, but these things we should trace about. Now, a lot of recommendations has been come out from National Knowledge Commission, and they have formed two items. One is 2014 National Mission on Libraries, and 2018 they have formed NDLI. But all have been newly in all old concept in new bottle. Now, what is the importance of library in this pandemic situation and in the academic institutions, especially in higher education. You know, library are of three types. We are not talking about research library. We are not talking about public library. Here we are talking about academic library. We have a benchmark based on the either you can consider about national knowledge mission, or we can consider about new educational policy, education policy. From there, we can have a benchmark at where we are standing and what is the importance of library in academic sector. We all know that no academic institutional learning can be fulfilled without the resource behind the classroom teaching, and that resource has been provided by the libraries. Now we are talking about that if everything is available online, because we are talking about that government is emphasizing on online teaching and learning, online resources available online. But how? Then what will happen to the library if everything is available online? And whether everything is available online or not, that is also a big issue. So let us see what is the importance of library. If you see the world history of the importance of library, in 48 BC, Royal Library of Alexandria burned down by Julius Caesar. There, as many as 7 lakh scroll filed or shelved, and that has been burned. And
Time
same
is
thing
7 minutes,
happened
sir.
in 1190. Sorry, is it audible? Any problem?
Yes, yes, no problem, but time is near out.
Okay, okay. I am
Okay.
skipping quickly. So
Thank
we
you,
can
sir.
see the our Nalanda University Library. We can see the Library of Congress in 1814, and a lot of other university, other libraries I have mentioned here have been destroyed by man, not COVID, not any another natural disasters. But why? Because people know what is the importance of library. And if you see the scenario of changes in the education system, you'll see our education, especially in Indian education system, started with Shruti. Then we go to the Patsala or Samputi, then came to the classroom teaching, and just few months back or few 1 2 years back we started around smart classroom, but now we are talking about virtual connectivity or virtual learning system. So these are the change in the education learning education system. Same as library also changes a lot of things, as you see where we have reached till now in the library, from single card catalog to Weibo and we are talking about SHOPAC, social online cataloging. We are talking about digital library, but now it is not a digital library, but collaborative digital library. People are talking about collaborative digital library, online resources, then RFID technology, manless circulation section, everything is there. So these are the scenario, that is the collaborative digital library where everybody will participate through library. Our teachers will participate, our students will participate, they will prepare their projects, librarian will be provide the resource item, and grade education examination system, everything will be controlled by digital library, and it will be not only controlled, it will be preserved, and it will be provided, and it will be provide the services. And obviously in the teaching learning system, we have to have new online learning system. We can have Moodle, most famous, Diksha Online, Bhespati is there, is there. Our learning stakeholders, our teaching stakeholders probably knows very well, but every sector, if you want to implement digital learning management system, then library should be a core area or core stakeholder of either Moodle or Diksha or a tutor or Bhespati or such kind of many things are there. Now, if you see the online open education resources, people cannot come to the library, but what library can provide to the students at this COVID situation? They can provide lot of link or lot of information from National Digital Library or Open Educational Resources or Open Education Resource Commons, Erlot, Galileo, Open Books, Open Sunny, Open Textbooks, Open Stacks, lot of open resource available, and a library can provide that information to the students through WhatsApp or through online. in our OER. Obviously, EPG Parsala is there, eOdhyan is there, ePatho is there, NPTL there, then MIT Open Courseware there. Everywhere they can get lot of resources, lot of potential and resources, class lectures, video lectures. They can download, they can utilize their time in this COVID situation. And obviously, Sodh Ganga is another very rich information, freely available. Full text PhD thesis are available. Anybody can use that thing. Now, what is the benchmark of our libraries? Is your library automated? You have to think about. If it not, now you have to move to the second level, whether our library is a digital library we have created. And likewise, if we have RFID technology we are using, if we are using virtual library, or if we can prepare our library into digital library, or with providing lot of open digital sources. And obviously, librarythings.com type of things, that means social cataloging. Library should incorporate or attach lot of users to them. And for this, you can have a self check that how many collections you have. What one question may comes, if everything is available online, whether library will exist or not. Yes, library cannot stop. Library must exist another few thousand years, because there is a copyright law. You cannot make it available online everything. And probably you can do meanwhile that, as you know, that every library knows that every books of the library cannot be used. Now meanwhile, what they can do, that they can make a survey that what kind of books are regularly used and what is the usage statistics, that even of a single book, not first to last page are have been read by the reader. Now find out what are the chapters they are reading. Now you can simultaneously obey the copyright law, as well as you can provide these chapters digitized and make it provide to your users as your digital collection. That means only chapters, not whole books, and that chapters which is frequently mostly used from a book. And that way you can provide a common digital library and common interface from all these sources. So have to be ready for that, to provide. Okay, one day COVID will go, but that time you will be
Sir, I can't see you, sir. Your video is off, sir.
behind if you don't prepare right now.
Yes, sir. Right
So
now.
with this, as a time is really passing away, so I have to stop, because I have to say many things very slow sort of time. I
Yes,
thank
sir.
to you.
Thank you, sir, for your sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you once again. The webinar will be closing for today, and hope you will be available tomorrow at 10 a.m. IST. Thank you.
Okay, now we come at the end of the session today. Tomorrow we again meet in this virtual platform at 10 a.m. We hope we all engage by the valuable talks of our speakers. We are really thankful for to our speakers and participants, and especially to Dr. Shamul Bhor for his continuous technical support to make this for this webinar, and our principal and our college authority on behalf of our library. And now we hope we will again meet tomorrow session. Thank you. Namaskar. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.